I don't really know what to say for this intro, but I'm not really going to make a ton of friends with this one here, am I? What's up, guys? My name is Luke Ponzo, and tonight we are here to talk about the latest film that just hit theaters this weekend. I got 2 reviews coming your way here very soon. And tonight, here we are talking about the remake of The Crow. That's right, this one is directed by Rupert Sanders, who last brought you the Ghost of the Shell remake, along with Snow White and the Huntsman. And is also written by the guy that did Bob Marley, One Love, King Richard, Creed 3, and Gran Turismo. Lots of potential there, right? So what's the story, you may ask? Well, I will tell you. When soulmates Eric and Shelley are murdered, Eric sets out for revenge after he is resurrected from the crows to seek out revenge against the people who murdered Shelley and to attempt to bring her back from the dead. This film right here has been in development hell for so long. Passed through so many different directors' hands, so many actors they tried to get for this role. And we finally have one, like I said, directed by Rupert Sanders, and this one stars Bill Skarsgard as Eric. I had hope for this film. From the trailers and from the talent involved, I had hope for this movie. And this film is getting bashed by critics, and I will go ahead and put the Rotten Tomatoes score right here, so you guys can see. So I walked into this film very hesitant and pretty nervous, because I was like, oh god, please don't suck. Please, just please do not suck. And I gotta say, walking out of this one, you guys are probably gonna hate me for this, but I actually enjoyed this. I actually enjoyed myself watching this movie. I know people are gonna think that I'm just being too generous towards this movie. The thing that matters most about films like this is just entertainment. I never really felt this film was just made to just break any new grounds. I felt this film was here to entertain, and it's not trying to be disgraceful towards the original film. And I get it. It's Brandon Lee's legacy. Totally understandable. But I was never expecting it to be anywhere near as good as the original. Like, not even by a long shot. So, yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed myself while watching this movie. And now, let's get the negatives out of the way first. First of all, the script, at points. Sometimes the dialogue can come off as pretty cringeworthy. Like, there are some moments where you're just like, could have wrote that better. No. You're just like that. It can come off as pretty cringeworthy in certain aspects. Bill Skarsgard's voice is very interchangeable for some reason. They should have just stuck with one voice, but I don't know. They kept interchanging it for some reason. It just was not really doing it for me. Like, even though, like, I'll say he did a really good job in the film, but I don't know. The villain of this film is extremely cookie cutter and generic. Like, you've seen it all before. He's very cookie cutter for sure. I don't know. Like, and also the soundtrack, not very good, in all honesty. I really did not care for the soundtrack. And this film also does take a little while to get going. But once it does get going after Shelley and Eric are murdered and the crow stuff starts to come in, that's when I think this film really starts to take off. And I actually had a blast with this film as it progressed on. I thought Bill Skarsgard was really good in this movie. Again, his voice aside, like I said, little iffy. But for the most part, I actually thought he was really good in this movie. He is such a badass, and I did not mind his design when it came like to his like crow look. Like, I did not mind the design. Like, I really didn't. I thought he had really good chemistry with FKA Twigs. I hope that I'm saying her name correctly. Who I also thought was pretty good in this movie. Like, they have good chemistry. Yes, some moments of dialogue are definitely not what actual couples would say to each other. Which, like I said, does come off a little cringeworthy. But then again, though, I didn't mind it. I thought their relationship was pretty sweet. I did buy into their relationship. And the thing I also did like about this movie, even when it came to the first act, like I said, this film does take a little while to get going, but I also did like that they fleshed out a little bit more of the relationship between the two. That was something that was a nice touch. Even though in the original it's all done in flashbacks, I think this film does a pretty good job of, like, setting that up for you before they're murdered. So, I think they did a pretty good job with that. The action sequences I thought were great. They are bloody. They are really well filmed and really well edited too. It's not just so many jump cuts and so much shaky cam to a point like where you just can't even see what's going on. Like it's actually done really well for me. And it is extremely bloody. Like I said, especially when you get to the opera house fight scene, it's bloody. Like, bloody. It's crazy bloody. The cinematography for this film I actually thought was gorgeous. The visual flares that they do for this film in certain aspects I actually thought were great. And it's really well directed from Rupert Sanders. I think he did a really good job directing this film. I think there could have been some other directors that could have taken his position. But, again, for the most part, I think he did a good job for the material he was given to direct this film. So yeah, I'm not on the hate train that everybody else is on, apparently. I found myself having a good time with The Crow. I looked at it morely as a simple little revenge thriller. I didn't want to, look, I get it. The comparisons are certainly warranted when it comes to this film and the original Crow. But I morely just looked at it as a standalone, simple little revenge thriller. And what I got was a good time at the movies. And look, if you guys have been straying away from this film, I can understand why, but still, I would say give it a fair chance. I'm going to give The Crow 2024 a B. I know, you guys were probably expecting me to trash on this thing. But no, I had a good time with this film overall, and that's how I feel. But of course, this is my opinion. Let me know down in the comments below what you guys thought of The Crow 2024. Do you think this is better than the original? Also, what is your favorite film in the Crow franchise? Like, let's ask that question. I mean, we already know the answer, but out of the sequels, if you've seen the sequels as well as this remake, what is your favorite one? Let me know all that down in the comments below. Like, share, hit that subscribe button, and also tap on that notification bell right next to it so that way you don't miss a post. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.